Cypress and Grouse, so that's good news at least. Bad news in the traffic front. Thor just said a pair of accidents westbound Highway 1 at Gallardi. Good news coming from Dawn this morning as we're talking about getting out of our cars and onto bikes.
Yeah, into the great outdoors here. I mean, we're so lucky we get to do things year-round here in Vancouver, but we are gearing people for not only the Vancouver Bike Show, but also the Outdoor Adventure and Travel Show, and we're talking bikes right now. This actually is a hot time to think about what kind of bike you want to buy.
Yeah, absolutely. March is kind of the big time to start looking at getting people signing up for races, getting into new bikes, starting to do their research, and so it's a great time to kick it off.
Okay, so we got a few in different ranges for people. So we have a good kind of, I guess, a beginner bike for someone who's sort of getting into that cycling mode, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, so today we've got down 3 bikes that MEC is selling, starting off with our house brand, the MEC Coat. It's a steel road bike, great for cycle commuting, cycle touring, as well as gravel road riding. The thing about a steel frame is it's super comfortable, very high quality parts on this one, and it's just your best all-around bike for everyday use.
What kind of price points are we looking at for this?
The MEC Coat is $1,500 in store.
Then we're getting to something a bit more, I guess, advanced. What is the greatest benefit or the greatest difference, I guess, when you're kind of gearing up to that next level?
Yeah, so when you move from the MEC Coat steel into one of our Ridley bikes here, this is the Ridley Phoenix Disc, and it's a carbon fiber frame. So it's slightly more performance oriented, and kind of the biggest feature of the Phoenix Disc series is it's actually coming with disc brakes, which is a relatively new technology in road cycling.
So when you look at something like carbon fiber, that makes what, the bike lighter? How does that?
It does make it lighter, and more than anything, it actually dampens the road vibrations.
Okay,
so on rougher roads, it's a smoother ride.
Yeah. So and in long rides, it's actually, I'm sure, makes a huge difference on the little tushy, right?
It definitely saves you for sure.
Then we go to really the creme de la creme, right?
Yeah. So this is part of the Ridley Helium series, pardon me, and the Helium is kind of Ridley's top of the line performance race ready frame set. So carbon fiber frame and fork. This is kind of Ridley's top of the line, ready for your first Fondo or any sort of local competition.
And with respect to the Vancouver Bike Show that's happening this weekend at the old convention center, is it a chance for people to kind of check out all sorts of different bikes in one spot, or what are the options? And you guys have a good contest too, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So I've been down to the Vancouver Bike Show the last couple of years, and it's a great time. You see MEC there, as well as lots of the other local cycling companies, as well as bike shops. So it's kind of the latest and greatest, and there's always lots happening in the expo area. We're giving away a chance to win a $1,000 cycling gift card, which is super exciting, as well as we'll have the Helium as some other things on display, as well as able to ride the bikes.
Excellent. So you get a chance to check it all out, Jody. The Vancouver Bike Show happening again at the Vancouver Convention Center. The old one, your admission to the Vancouver Bike Show also gets you into the Outdoor Adventure and Travel Show. All those details up on your screen, and we got more coming up just before 8 o'clock.
Great plan. Dawn, no pedals?
Yeah, thanks very much, Jody. And we just heard that contesting for the Ebike Prodigy bikes, and the winner of that contest will actually get to choose one of, well, these very bikes, and I love it. Melody, I can pedal or not pedal. It's like super cool, these electric bikes. I got to say, a little more power than I thought I might get. How fast will these actually go?
About 32 kilometers an hour.
Wow, and we should point out that they actually are allowed on the bike paths, right?
Definitely, yeah. Yeah, they're rated under 500 watt. That one is 450 watt motor. What's really unique about us is that our motor is actually in the middle, and it's built into the frame, shares the same shaft as a crank, so that it actually drives the chain as opposed to just driving the wheel. And when the motor is driving the chain, it will actually make use of the rear gears in the back, and you can get more power, more torque out of your motor.
And so you can go hills, you can pretty much do most things that you can do on a regular bike. I love this. I'm thinking that, with something like the Grand Fondo, that would make life a whole lot easier, but it really is geared toward the everyday cyclist. And what's great is that you can still pedal whenever you feel like, right? Definitely. So let's go through the display here a little bit. How does this work here?
Yeah, your display is nice and big and clear. So we have different assist levels here. You can choose 0 if you don't want to use the motor, and it goes all the way up to 5, so it will give you a really powerful assist when you need it. It also shows you the speed for when it's running and how long you've been riding for, and how what the time that it's taking you.
And it's also got the battery level as well, so how long will the battery last?
It will last about 30 to 60 kilometers. There's a range because it depends on what assist levels you're going to be riding on, what kind of terrain you'll be on, and even weather makes a difference on the battery.
Well, just one of the many things that you can check out at the Vancouver Bike Show happening at the old convention center. Information coming up on your screen, and then your entrance into the Vancouver Bike Show will also get you into the Outdoor Adventure and Travel Show happening this weekend. We're going to take a little break here on Breakfast. Tell us what you think. Should we go on a little ride here? Okay, stay with us. We'll be right back. Woo! Love it. Okay. Boy, I love this kind of exercise.
8:53. Dawn, I can hear you giggling out there. Tough day at the office for you, my friend.
Oh, I know, it's awesome, right? And I was just talking to Andy about the fact that we have such great surfing in Tofino, but there's so many other places around the world. You could travel, you can have adventure, as we know for the Travel and Adventure Show, but you can actually create, which is part of the whole process, right?
Absolutely.
So you actually make surfboards. How did that start?
You know, I made some foam boards, and then I just really didn't like the process involved, the chemicals involved, the bad stuff. And so I looked for an alternative method, and this came up and on the internet, and just kind of figured out how to do it on my own.
So wooden surfboards, but you use very special materials, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So here I use reclaimed Western red cedar, basically, in Canada. We are the land of wood, you know, so you can definitely find it, no problem, you know.
And so how long does it take for you to make a surfboard? And I know that you actually teach workshops, and we have some footage of one of your workshops in Mexico. What is the process? How long does it take?
For me, for a shorter board like this, I'm probably into it about 30 hours, you know, but in my workshops, we can put people through and get a surfboard made in about 7 days.
What do you think is one of the most satisfying things for people once they make their own surfboard?
You know, obviously having the surfboard and making it is a big deal for a lot of people that don't have that much experience with the whole kind of woodworking aspect of it. And then just having the surfboard and walking down to the beach and having people ask them where they got the surfboard and being able to say, I made it myself.
And having something totally different and unique and custom, right? So what do you have here? This is a very special one.
Yeah, so this is something that we do for events, for weddings, for big birthdays. I work in conjunction with probably 3 or 4 different artists, and we can customize a graphic or a design on a board and for that special occasion.
Excellent. Well, you're going to be hosting some workshops. A little chat there at the Outdoor Adventure and Travel Show. His speaking happens, it's cold out here, happens at 2:45 on both days. Information on your screen for the Outdoor Adventure and Travel Show. Your admittance to that will also get you in to the Vancouver Bike Show. More details up on your screen. We're going to take a little break here on BT as we look at the beautiful view that we have. Oh, it's so gorgeous. Happy Friday, everyone. We'll be right back.